Let you guys load up real quick. We're gonna talk about this. I'm getting a lot of people. A lot of people are hitting me like, "Yo, you're bugging out." I don't know why you even comparing the two. I don't know why you guys even comparing Ye to Kissy Ghost. It doesn't makes no sense. My phone real quick, and then we can get into it. We're gonna do two block going lives today as well. I just wanted to start this first. You know what I mean? I wanted to start with you guys first. I'm just waiting for y'all to load up and give it like a minute, and then I'm gonna get into it. All right. Boom. Why is Kids See Ghosts better than Watch the Throne? All right. And I'm gonna tell you guys why. I'm just gonna load my little stuff up real quick so we can be on the same page of everything. All right. I'm just loading. I'm just waiting for some more people to come in so we could talk about this. All right, perfect. Think we have enough time. You guys could just repeat it back. All right, my opinion on why Kids See Ghosts is better than Watch the Throne. Now, Watch the Throne came out. I was very excited. Jay-Z, Kanye, a lot of big hype. A lot of press behind it. The secrecy of them doing it in the Mercer versus the very, how can I say it? The very, put together project in less than a couple months. A lot of people can be like, "Nah, how can it be better?" And I'm like, listen, man, there's a lot of records in Kiss See Ghost and 7 tracks that could have definitely beat a lot of these songs back to back. And I'm not talking about the big records, and I'm not talking about Ham and all this stuff. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is how sonically developed it got, in such a short amount of time. And I'm gonna give you a couple of records, that really, really really caught me right now. First and foremost, Feel the Air. Pusha T came, bodied it, straight bodied this, straight up and down, bodied this record. Okay, Kanye came on his next level, just using his voice as instrumentation. Cudi always, another thing too about this. A lot of people are gonna be like, "Okay, you comparing Kanye to, Jay-Z to Cudi." I'm not comparing them two. I'm just saying the album sonically wise and what Cudi is coming in. Cudi hasn't sounded like this in a long time. He really homed into his cutter shit, his space in the moon type of guy, and knocked it out the park. So he's supposed to sound better than Kanye. This is supposed to be a balanced album. So he's supposed to have that extra oomph. And I think it shows with Kanye as well. And it's huge how they really, complimenting each other more to me than, Watch the Throne. Watch the Throne is very braggadocious, niggas in Paris, all this other type of stuff, So the leading song is crazy, right? Free, Ghost Town Part 2. That's just it's like psych rock meets Pink Floyd. You know, it's just another level. And then you have Ty Dolla $ign really laying into it hard. I'm not saying laying into it hard, like he's laying into that record, and you could really, you feel like you're free, you know? And you know, I was bumping this in the car, and I'm like, wow, this is something nice right here. This is one of those records, you know? You know, Kids See Ghost, man, listen, Kids See Ghost, that record is one of the top records right now to me. Sonically, what they're saying on it. Kanye snapped on that. Cudi snapped on that. And like I said, they have this psych rock feel bedded into it. But then it's like those Pink Floyd synths that really brings it out. Really, really, really brings it out. And that's kind of hard to really bring back that old 70s feel. And then it also, to me, has that Genesis, you know, layers of production inside of it. And yo, it's just like, and it has that spiritual vibe when you hear Cudi come in, you know, and Cudi throughout this album really brings in that spirituality that brings that like blues, like coming from the soul, you know, and Kanye is just going in. And I feel like that's what's, to me, why this album is so much better, because sonically and what they're doing is totally different and elevated than Watch the Throne, you know? Fourth Dimension is like, Fourth Dimension to me is like they channeled in that like Wu-Tang, you know, Wu-Tang sample vibe, you know, how they just like, you know, had that like that sample just coming in, and then how they just literally showed you how they reflipped it, put it backwards, and then, you know, had that those crazy ass drum sounds like some crazy next level like Timberland shit, like, you know, like, but them shit was hard, you know. And like, yo, man, like, you know, fire, crazy, you know. All the tracks on this album is next level, super next level. And when I say it brings me back to like a retro vintage of the 70s, it brings me back to a lot of that like 60s stuff that, you know, these guys are really, they're testing the boundaries. And remind you, this was done in a short period of time. As of Watch the Throne took like a year and some change to get done. You know, it had the elaborate setups, the castles, the Mercer Hotel, all this stuff. This was done in Wyoming. Some tracks maybe in Los Angeles, right? But it was just hitting, and it was hard. And I feel like that's what we need right now. We need that like strong, you know, and mind you, some of these records didn't have a lot of auto-tune. It was just straight vocals. It was just straight bars. It was Cudi doing his thing. It's Kanye's doing it. Kanye going in with the production. Mike Dean coming in and just like going crazy. Jeff Basket, who was to me like one of the GOATs that we don't even talk about. This guy was super responsible for a lot of the early Kanye stuff, you know? And when I say like, I'm talking about, you know, 808 and Heartbreaks, I'm talking about Dark Twisted. You know, when this guy comes on board, it's heavy business. You know, just like when Mike Dean comes on board, it's like they bring those sonics. And I feel like if you're not into alternative music, when I say alternative music, like I'm talking about like if you're not into like Grimes, if you're not into like Def Hines, if you're not into this band called Dive, you know, what else can I say? Like, you know, that could really like channel into that same. I'm trying to bring something that's younger. You know, I really try to tap into the older, because I already said like, you know, the 70s and the 80s psych rock shit they really got into. But these are the type of records to me that really make this album like sonically. I'm like, ooh, this is, you know, Flaming Lips, a little bit of Flaming Lips, but especially with, you know, Kanye sampling, you know, Nirvana, you know, like you have to be into not just hip hop, not just rock. You have to be like very well diverse to like really understand this album, you know, and that's what I really got from it. I'm like, wow, these guys, they brought like this is like some like I said, this is like a spiritual like chant, you know, and if you're not into like, you know, listening to multi genres, this is what this album really brings to me, you know. Watch the Throne was very designed. It was very like in the club, big records, big stadiums, you know, and it sounds amazing. But this also brings that big stadium feel, you know. And like I said, like records to me, my standout records, to be honest, right? My standout records to me, like I said, like Cudi Montage, like with Kurt, like that Kurt riff, dum 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 dum. That's to me what sampling is about. Taking that little piece and adding on into so much, you know. That's what really caught me with that record as well. But my top three right now, my top three, Kid See Ghost. That is crazy. I'm telling you, that's one of the hardest records on this album, right? And when I compare it, it's because I'm saying like these records, this one record can be better than two records on Watch the Throne. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm not just saying like the whole album. I'm saying like these records individually can hold up back to back. All right. Free, Ghost Town Part 2, amazing, next level, stadium status. Huge, you know, and I have to go with Fourth Dimension because it's like that Wu-Tang, that RZA, that real like gritty, and then them drums, like them drums is crazy. Then I have to go with Feel the Love, you know, that's another hard record. Fire is obviously, you know, the vibes, but yeah, man, tell me how you feel about it. This is my, you know, I've been doing these things going on live. I think it's dope. And I think hopefully you guys will enjoy it. Talk to y'all later. Peace.